Give me that.
Hey, that's my podcast.
I'm just gonna say, I mean, I know you got the intro and all, but way back in the first quarter of this game, when they kicked the second field goal, I said in the living room, I don't understand why they didn't go for it. They were on the freaking 4-yard line. I know it was fourth down. They're gonna lose the game because they kicked a field goal and didn't go for it.
Didn't they go for it on fourth down and get stonewalled in the last seconds of the second quarter?
And I don't know, but I just know when you're on the 4-yard line, I mean, on the 4-yard line, and I don't care what it is.
I mean, but it should be 16-3 if they kick that field goal.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm the guest.
That's totally okay. Yeah, I even have the game up, and they were saying they, and I was like, hold on, which they?
Is that touchdown?
Yeah, there's multiple days.
We got a tie ball game, team. It's 13s.
Man, well, you're like being a spoiler alert for me. Okay, there it is.
I know, man. He's ahead of me, dude.
It's the first time ever I've been ahead.
Yeah, I'm watching through Ted's DirecTV on a website, so it's
amazing.
It's like third, fourth party.
Who's playing right now?
Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. Oh man, thank God we're recording.
Yes. So audience, this is how we started. We were talking about divisions and conferences. So John, based on your knowledge of geography, which Ted was doing a report on earlier today, what division do you think the Kansas City Chiefs are in, and what division are the Cincinnati Bengals in?
Now, I don't know what the like I was saying before, I don't know what AF East and like.
Don't worry about that. Your options are north, south, east, or west.
Yeah.
Kansas City, I would say, I guess East.
Okay. And Kansas. Okay, and then Kansas City is which one?
East, I guess.
Okay, and then Cincinnati is.
North.
That's half right. Cincinnati is in the North Division. Kansas City is in the West Division.
The West.
So the divisions were made before Lewis and Clark.
Now, when John finds out the origin of team names, that's when he's going to blow his fucking mind. Think about this one, John. Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, no, I knew that when they moved.
They moved. The Utah Jazz.
Now, I think when they move, they should have to change the name.
Well, but then people, they're buying the name.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cowboys are called the Dallas Cowboys, but they play in Fort Worth, Irving.
No, I play in Arlington.
Arlington, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can
play in Irving.
Earlier, Jason said.
I love that you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I love that you jumped on Dallas Cowboys because that's the one. That's one of the few that actually makes sense. Like Dallas Cowboys.
But they don't play in Dallas.
Right, but Cowboys in Texas.
Cowboys, like
that makes sense.
Like Bengals are playing right now, and like Bengals, like there's no.
It's because of the zoo.
Outbreak of tigers in the city of Cincinnati.
It's because of the zoo.
Lock up your wives. It could be bad.
Now, do they have like an unusually large amount of Bengals in the zoo, or are they just
there are more Bengal tigers in Cincinnati than people?
Oh, wow.
I think I read that somewhere. The zoo part, not the population part.
What I love is that the New York Jets, and they are fighter jets. They do the little thingy, but there isn't only an Army base in New York. If it was, at least it was Navy or Air Force.
Yeah, well, Air Force was originally a part of the Army.
They were, and I celebrate every year when they
started their name in 1912.
Did you just look that up? You look kind of happy about it.
No, I just I get happy when I bullshit.
I was like, "Wow, go John!"
Oh,
You're like
damn it! This meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. We are using a Zoom version of this. It says upgrade now. Fuck you.
Wait.
So
I think we can get this done. Talk fast, y'all.
Okay, so we'll squeeze this in somewhere else. What's up?
We should probably like introduce the podcast.
Yeah, I was thinking so. Yeah, absolutely. This has been.
And I'm John.
And this is Steal This Podcast.
A podcast where we steal the format of other people's podcasts.
And for this one, we're stealing 1/2/3 different podcasts that I listen to and nobody else here does. Along with John, we also have, I called you Jason the Hitman Gibson last time. That is his sound effect, the Dr. Pepper opening.
I was about to say, he should be Jason Dr. Pepper Gibson.
That's way better. Okay. And then Ted Broncos fanboy Gibson.
I'm here.
Would you like a different nickname?
No, I'm.
No?
Don't worry, fanboy. We won't forget.
I was going to go with like Broncos fan 69 or something, but that just didn't seem right.
Oh, Ted Broncos Nation. Let's ride, Gibson.
Let's ride.
Right.
That's the for John. That's the Russell Wilson tagline that he started doing as soon as he arrived there.
Okay.
It caught on, and then he wasn't good, and so it kind of faded away.
You may not know it, but there is a picture of a beautiful stallion over the home side there in Ted Stadium. And when they score a touchdown, because I went to them, the preseason game is the Cowboys, and they scored a lot of touchdowns. They light up the stallion and then shoot off fireworks. And it's cool the first time, but when you get blown out, you hate that dang horse.
I've seen they have a big statue of the horses as well.
They do. They do. It's a lot prettier when you're not losing. But I mean, of course, the home team won. They loved it.
It's fun that they do fireworks. John's team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, his team for the last 4 months, they shoot off a cannon that is on a pirate ship.
I don't think we heard that last week.
What's up?
I don't think we heard that at all 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
They declined to shoot it, you know.
They were out of cannonballs from the previous season. They had to use so many.
Well, one of their rules is they don't shoot the cannon ironically.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I heard that the previous season they shot off more cannonballs than they did in the war against Britain.
The Buccaneers were in the war against Britain.
No, just all cannonballs.
I was just
The
willing to
Patriots.
roll
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. They were
So
just shooting them all.
Buffalo Bills, they play like a train horn. Have you heard this?
No.
During the game, they play a train horn, and my father-in-law is quite senile, and he probably can hear me because he's in the living room. But I haven't bothered to tell him, but
Don't forget.
it's a recording. It's not a real train. He's convinced that there's a train that must be like running through the stadium because every time he hears, he's like, "Gosh dang, why did they build this stadium so close to the train tracks?"
Aren't they a Buffalo?
They're in Buffalo. Like, so I mean, I looked it up and it said that originally the stadium was close enough that you could kind of hear the train go by. And so they sent some people to record that sound when they removed and built this nice, big, brand new indoor air conditioned facility. You know, it's actually not indoor. It's a dome. I mean, not a dome, but.
All right. Now what is a bill? Exactly.
This is fun. This goes right into one of my segments.
Well, go ahead, Ben.
This is fantastic. Well, actually, this is something I wanted to know. So I'm just going to go ahead and look this up right now.
A
What
Buffalo
do you think
Bill,
it is, John?
What?
What do you think it is?
I have no idea. All the pictures of the little thing is a buffalo, but then it's like Buffalo Bills. And I'm like, and apparently they do train noises like this.
I always thought they were bisons.
What?
But if they were bisons, they should be called the Buffalo Bisons.
It says that it's that it was a nickname that they liked better.
It comes off the tongue easier. Bison, Bill.
You shouldn't be allowed to do that. Like,
pick a nickname.
And honestly,
I like that better. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But
and funny enough, so the Buffalo Bills, his name is Billy Buffalo or William the Buffalo,
Nice.
and he looks like a child's mascot. It's he looks like a side character on like a show that would have mascot type puppets and stuff on it. Yeah.
While we're talking about this, who's mascot in the NFL?
Wait. Let me introduce my segment,
Please,
real quick.
please.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So actually, let's back up a little bit. So the different podcasts that we are going to be doing, Last time we did the fantasy footballers, which we made some predictions that we are going to wrap up. I'll tell you right now, we were not very good at making predictions.
I was.
Okay. Next, we're also doing the Around the NFL podcast that I've always listened to, and one of them does an offshoot podcast called the Power Rankings that we're going to get to later on. So the four of us did a bracket for who was going to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and do all those games and everything. And I actually cannot see how well John did because he didn't get his in on time. But
no, he had the Eagles in Kansas City.
No, he had Tampa Bay and someone.
Just Tampa Bay.
Which,
the Ravens.
You had the Ravens and Tampa Bay. Yeah, that did not work out too well. I had the Buffalo Bills and the 49ers, which both of those at the time of recording are out. And Jason had the Cowboys in Kansas City. As of right now, one of those is still in the running. And Ted, I'm sorry, no, that's what Ted had. Sorry, Jason's name is John's dad. I'm sorry, they have the exact same people finishing. So yeah. So
I was curious about that. I thought maybe my dad put a bracket in.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. I thought you and Jason had both just posted to the wrong place.
So at time of recording, Cincinnati and Kansas City are still playing. However, based on this bracket, which if I'm able to see the original thing here, instead, I think it would be fun for us to go through the bracket and decide which mascot would win.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And let's go through with it being 53 of whatever the mascot is, because that's how many players are on a team. So one of the podcasts I listen to, they are described as analysis with a little bit of mirth. We are going to be all mirth with very little analysis.
I like it. I like it.
So we're going to start off with, let's see, the very first game was, it doesn't show me the right way. Who did Dallas play in the first round?
The Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers, yes. So we're going to go with a Buccaneer versus a Cowboy. So Pirates versus Cowboys. Who do you guys think, who you got going for this?
Man, I want to go with the Buccaneers on this one because they got that crazy pirate gun thing. We can just like shove anything, nails, rocks, whatever, in there, and just gut shot somebody.
See, I'm going to go with the Cowboys because they probably have more than one bullet at a time.
And there's 53 of them.
Well, there's 53 Buccaneers too.
Sure, but the Buccaneers have 53 single shots.
Yeah.
But they also have cannons.
One for each of you.
They got cannons. That's right, man. They got cannons.
So where is this played at? Because if it's played not in the water.
I'm going to say, since we're giving their cannons, that it is on the water, but like at a port. So like the Cowboys are like riding in.
Yeah.
That gets large, man.
So you got like shoot horses and everything.
That's right.
That's probably a bad way to go.
Ride your horses into the water, and then the Buccaneers are just slashing at them.
Yeah.
All right. So picks in.
Yeah.
And since there's three of you, we're just gonna vote through that way. So who has the Buccaneers winning against the Cowboys mascot style?
I mean, I figure that's probably gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Buccaneers. Help me keep track of this, guys. All right. So Buccaneers are going through it. Next up, we have Giants versus purple people eating Vikings.
I mean, this one's tough because Vikings they're cunning, man. They're survivalists,
How hungry are the Vikings?
I mean, they're hungry, dude. Like, and anything's a weapon, man, for the Viking. Anything they can
eat the giant at the end of it.
They've got pocket sand.
They don't need weapons.
If they are the size of Hagrid, or if they are 50 feet tall.
I mean, who's Hagrid?
You're right. We have not done one of those podcasts yet. Jason just walked away at the question. Is that the giant size?
This is the giant height right now.
On Harry Potter.
I don't know. I think that's Viking size.
Oh, well, pardon me, sir.
None of us are large men. 10 feet tall?
10 feet tall.
10 feet tall?
10
And then Vikings?
10 feet, 800.
Pounds?
I'm thinking like the Big Show stretched.
I like imagining the Big Show.
So
Sure.
like Big Show was what, 7'4", 400?
Sure. And then the Vikings can be whoever that sexy guy was on the most recent Viking show.
Ted?
Wasn't me.
Oh, we're making a video.
Yeah,
Come
so like a giant could be like what 7'6" or something, and then a Viking's probably 6.5 or something. So they're probably a foot taller, maybe. I don't know. That don't even sound right.
So we got the Big Show versus the Rock. How's that?
And
that's easy.
okay, all right,
Rocky.
I can visualize that.
Cool.
And one's
Great.
a cannibal.
I'm sorry?
And one's a cannibal. He eats people.
Which one?
That's true. The purple
Rock?
people eaters.
He's
Oh shit, you're right. The purple people eaters. I was wait, there's the Rock or the Big Show? It doesn't matter. Okay. So who do you want? Who do you vote for Vikings versus Giants?
I got to go with the purple eaters.
I'm with the Vikings, man.
Cool.
Vikings.
Vikings it is. Vikings it is good, and it's more fun to say purple people eaters anyway.
And I think John should pick first.
Oh,
He has no idea what these teams are.
I know mascots.
He
though.
doesn't need to.
we just got mascots.
We're
Yeah, it
just
doesn't even matter about the
mascots,
team, just mascots.
I know. He is a mascot focused, laser focused.
All right. Now I can't remember who the other wild card team was. The Seahawks. The Seahawks. Okay. So we have the Seahawks versus the 49ers. And for those who
Yep.
don't know, the 49ers were gold prospectors in 1849 that went to San Francisco. So we have a Seahawk, a bird of the water, versus
A little bit
versus a prospector.
I'm just envisioning like these little wily little, ropey muscled old men
Me too.
hitching around,
Just like, they definitely have back problems the whole time.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think the nimble
Maybe the
birds of
most
prey
entertaining
swooping
part.
out of the heavens are going to just wipe the little 49er dudes off the face of the earth.
But they have dynamite.
I mean, you got to get it in his beak, it's flying away. So you got to get it in the bird. He's just going to keep on flying.
That's the line of the
Whack
whole
a bird
episode.
with a shovel.
You gotta get it in his beak.
Okay, sit down. Don't be in front of the camera. I love you, sweetie. All right.
I'm going 49er.
I'm gonna go 49er too. I like
All
the
right.
idea of the prospector.
All right. I'm the outlier then.
All right. I'm good.
And
I
I formed a lot of this bit just off of me saying the prospector. So I was gonna overrule whatever happened to go with the 49ers.
All right. I like it. Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna go over to the other side. Now we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, a Jaguar versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, what is a Charger? Their
That's what I was gonna
mascot is called a bolt. They're called the bolts. So it could be a single lightning bolt, or it could be like a battery charger.
Show me your lightning bolt.
So which one? What in your mind? What is a charger?
It's funnier to me to say it's a battery charger.
I think so too.
I
Just
always
one of like
imagine
those-
Sonic.
What if it's one's like Tesla high powered chargers, like 440 volts, man? He's like
That's a good point.
zap
thought
you
about
into
that.
tomorrow.
I thought, yeah. Also, it could be a car. It could be a charger.
Ooh.
Or
Oh.
it could be someone who
Oh.
yells "charge." It could be Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, but didn't Custer yell charge? And we know what happened to him.
Yeah, he did.
Chester?
He did. It's their channel. I'm just on it.
Chester?
Custer.
Oh, custard.
Custard.
Yeah.
Did I say Chester? I may have said
No, you
Chester.
said Custer.
I meant Custard.
Cus-
Hey, touchdown Kansas City.
I was
Nice,
going to
stop
talk to you about that, but I didn't want to ruin it for anybody.
That's okay. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Wow, that was cool, man. He like sailed in on his butt.
Yeah, man, you got it in there. So I don't know. I'm going to go with the Jaguar.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. All right. The Jacksonville Jaguar. Jaguar. And then we have the Buffalo Bills that started this whole argument here. A Bison versus the Miami Dolphins. So
Say how much-
I'm Dolphins all the way, man.
Well, is the game in Buffalo, in Oklahoma, where the Bisons are native to, or in the ocean?
Man,
It's in Buffalo, New York.
I mean, Dolphins are relentless, man. They're dangerous, dude. They will just keep coming. They line up like in a herd, man. They just keep hitting you, you know.
They're one of the few animals that rape.
I mean,
That's
if she
true.
just lays there.
I was pretty sure that was going to go good silence.
I mean, we've all seen King of the Hill. Sorry. He's not. You should.
Oh,
do it.
right. That's okay. It's like,
I like
don't
when
know
they
what we're
blame
talking
me
about.
for it. You are the one that petted it. You were basically bleeding it on.
I don't know about that part. Anyway, so who do you think is going to win out of Buffalo Bill and the Miami Dolphin?
In New York?
In New York, in the wintertime. I've got the Bison.
Yeah. In New York in the winter, I'm going to go Bison.
I'm Dolphins, man.
It's up to Ben.
I like the chaos of a dolphin.
All right, we're tied.
No. I win. So that's the one we go to.
I thought you had a tiebreaker set up. I wanted to see what you were going to go with.
No, I'm the tiebreaker. The three of you vote, and then if I want something else, I'm just going to overrule it.
That's awesome.
There.
And now the Bengals. Who did they play in their opening thing?
Ravens.
Ravens, yes. Bengals versus Ravens.
I think
Bang.
that's pretty dry.
Bengals seem pretty. Yep, Bengals. Yeah.
Bengals all the way.
Yeah, great. Okay, so I don't remember how this.
Bengals versus Dolphins.
I just scrolled down to the next matchups like it was going to matter.
Well, but then we have like the buys. I can't remember who went where. So we're just gonna have fun the way that I want to do it. So we're going to Jacksonville Jaguar versus a Bengal. So Jaguar versus Bengal.
Aren't they the same thing?
Nope.
No.
Bengal Tigers versus a
Pardon me.
Jaguar, like the spots.
Aren't the
versus
Jaguars
lions.
like the fastest land animal?
Those are
That's a-
cheetahs.
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 The Jaguars are tree ones.
I mean, they can
Yeah.
hide really well.
I mean,
Now-
but then Bengal Tigers. I mean, they're also. I mean, I think they're both.
I think
I mean,
the
the real
Bengal is a slightly bigger kitty.
I mean, the question is,
A
Do you like
bigger
the orange?
kitty.
Kitty.
Oh, okay.
Kitty cat.
I thought that was
They-
some new furry stuff you were
they
bringing
feed
up.
really
Like
well.
kitty kitty.
so do you like the orange or do you like the green? Blue?
Yellow, blue
The mascot colors.
for the Jaguars.
I'm just gonna say Jaguar because I think they look cooler.
I'm gonna go
the
Jaguar too. I
Jaguars
think that
are
they
like
like attack from behind and the sides more, and Bengal Tigers are more just like.
That's a good point. They're
But-
sneakier.
But if this was like on emotion, I would go Bengals because they got a badass stadium right on the river.
And it's been proven that the Jaguar has the fastest reflexes of all the big cats.
There we
Well,
go.
And the other
Jaguar.
question is, are they playing in downtown Cincinnati?
Yes.
Because they
I mean-
might both win.
All those buildings, man, that's some serious home field advantage. You know, because like
That's
they
a
know
lot
where they're at.
That's true. And like I said, there are more Bengal Tigers in the city of Cincinnati than there are people.
That's right.
You got some
That's right.
homie backup at the zoo.
Real home field advantage. Nothing's gonna scare you like that. I'm gonna go with the Jaguar.
So it's the Jaguars.
Jaguar.
Way
Jaguar.
more fun.
All right. For this side of the bracket, we're going to stay. So now it's going to be a Dolphin versus a Chief.
Chief.
Man.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm going to go with a Chief.
The Indians are pretty good at hunting stuff.
No, but he says Chiefs. There's no Indians there. It's just a bunch of bosses. They can't get shit done.
Dolphin. Dolphin it is.
Unless
all
it's-
Natives, not Indians. Natives.
That's so
I like
funny.
it.
That's
Hey, you
so
go do
funny.
it. No, you
Yeah.
go do it. No,
Yeah,
you
some
go do it.
some classic, just Native American monarchy going on. Just
It's just Crazy Horse by himself yelling at somebody to kill a dolphin.
Crazy Horse and Custard have both made an appearance here now.
Hey, I want to point out, wait, while we're on this, I am right now in the land of the 9 reservations.
I think just with that, then we got to go with Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm actually in Sioux country as we speak.
Nice.
I see the sign every day to work.
That makes sense.
So I'm in college, I'm just saying that all my life, we all grew up thinking that like the Cherokee and the Sioux were the badasses. But I'm telling you, they didn't come to Arkansas to play with the Osage. They didn't want nothing to do with them. They stayed away from the Osage. They didn't come visit. They didn't want nothing to do with them.
Them boys had weapons that hit you from 30, 40 yards out. Osage had all the technology.
I don't know, man. Cherokee,
So
they were just farmers from Alabama or something.
So the Native Americans that were living in the area of Little Rock, where the explorers came through, were the Akansa. And the Akansa name, through different routes and everything, eventually, since they're French explorers, we came up with Arkansas. So Arkansas, as a French pronunciation of Akansa, Kansas had more British people, and that's why they're pronounced differently. Is because it was two different people that came down to the names.
Well, we got that silent S.
That's right. There was supposedly going to be a war between Arkansas and Kansas over the battle of how to pronounce it.
That would have been the most awesome battle ever.
And if you mispronounce Arkansas in the state of Arkansas, it's against the law.
Awesome.
Yep. We'll shoot you over. Wait,
I'm a tour guide. So anyways, back to the matter at hand. All right. So now we have, so now we're going to go back over to the NFC side, and we're going to have, just because I think it's fun because they're not too different, we're going to have Cowboys going up against the Prospectors. Now, both of them, in my mind, they have guns, probably revolvers. One does have a horse, the other is a pickaxe. One's bow-legged, one has back problems. So,
So I see the Cowboys wrangling up all the cows and running them over and stampeding them over the cows.
That's
pretty creative. Rounding up some bills.
Yeah, I like it. The Bisons.
Excuse me.
I'm sure that the Cowboys would just bring their dance team, and man, that boot slapping would just overpower them 49ers. They wouldn't be able to handle it.
Between horses, dancers, and cows. Yep. All right. And the prospectors are caught off guard.
Hey.
They're just like they have the thing over the river, like shaking it, trying to see if they got any gold, and it's all mud.
Look,
So,
there's a reason Miss Kitty's involved, okay? You just
Miss
bring Miss
Kitty?
Kitty and the game's over.
Miss Kitty,
She was the
titty kitties
yeah.
from earlier. The
What's
titty
up?
kitties from earlier.
You don't know, did Sheriff
Gunsmoke.
what's his name?
Yeah.
Sheriff
Gunsmoke.
Kitty?
Gunsmoke, Miss
Yeah,
Kitty.
Gunsmoke. She was the lady of the evening boss from Gunsmoke.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys remember the Great Mouse Detective?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the stripping mouse named Miss Kitty Mouse?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that she was a play on.
She sings a song called "Let Me Take Off All My Clothes."
Really?
Get out of here.
I need to watch this movie again.
This is a
It's-
kids movie.
It's in
This
the
is
living room.
something that's been in my head since then. Like this might be like one of my first, I don't know, crushes or fantasies. I don't know. I mean, this is a lot coming out right now, but
I
I've
had the
talked about
movie
it to
in
several
the-
people before. I think it's very funny. But anyways, yeah.
That's awesome.
Nope. I talk about it in therapy. So, anyways,
I already forgot
Cowboys-
what we were talking about before.
The Cowboys are going to win that one. Next up, we have who won on the? Oh, we have the Purple People Eaters going up against Eagles.
No,
Gonna go with some Vikings on that.
Yeah.
no, the Eagles didn't play that week, so it'd be Vikings and
No, I know. We've moved on to the next round.
oh, I don't know. Okay, Vikings and Eagles.
Vikings and Eagles.
Seems
Vikings,
pretty
yeah.
cut, right?
Yeah. Vikings, everybody? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now we have the Vikings versus Cowboys.
Gonna have to go Cowboy on that one.
I'm gonna go with Viking. I know the other side has guns and they have dancers and cows, but they've already
Guns,
used those up.
dancers, and that whole like herd of like moving horses.
I'm thinking the Vikings are, like hiding in the brush and everything, and the Cowboys are just out there in the open.
I'm still Vikings.
I'm going Cowboy. Jason?
Definitely Cowboys.
I'm just picturing the Vikings like hiding in the, like under the dirt, and the
That's
Cowboys
what I'm
riding by, and him just like reaching up and grabbing the dick off the horse and just beat somebody with it.
I think they were like, I kill you, and then like, pow.
All right,
So-
to the side, I'm gonna flip this button. I don't have anything else around. Button side up is are the Cowboys because that's how they would. Because that's how I think they would do it. Vikings it is. All right. Oh wait, that's what I wanted. Vikings. Yes.
So Ben,
Yeah.
While you were talking, I Googled it, and Miss Kitty Kitty was played by Melissa Hatcher, who was considered a single songwriter and very attractive woman for that time period. They based her movements and made the characters off of her.
What characters? The mouse?
The mouse girl. They had her do the dance, and they drew the mouse's actions off of her. She was basically Britney Spears of the 60s.
That makes me feel a lot better about that whole fantasy thing I talked about. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
I can tell my therapist we can go back to talk about mom now.
So while we were talking about stripping mice, Kansas City fumbled the ball and Cincinnati recovered.
That looks like
yeah, 20-13.
What is with the guys they fumbling the ball and not landing on the ball, man? I don't get this. Second time today.
Brian.
Yeah. It's because he has hip dysplasia. Anyways, back to I re-listened to our other episode a lot, and that was a very funny moment. So back to the other side, we have the Chiefs versus Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yeah, Jaguars. Since Ted already pointed out that because of the nepotism, patriarchy, whatever, the monarchy, they haven't done anything. So
Not
even
only
if
that,
they
but I've
were
seen Ghost in the Darkness.
shit, yeah, okay, great, yep. Okay, so now here we go: Jaguars versus the Purple People Eaters.
They're both people eaters.
You got me
Jaguars.
there.
Jaguars.
What
Like
do you got, John?
people hunt and kill leopards all the time, right?
One at a time.
That's a good point.
53
53 versus
points.
53. There's not a lot of hiding. That's a good point I hadn't thought of.
Like I just kind of imagine like 53 Vikings running up, going, "Oh, where did they go?" And then you're like, "Where's Bill?"
So
Where's
we had a
Danny?
very boring Super Bowl a few years ago. I think that's what this is going to be because the Jaguars hide and so do the Vikings. So they're both just waiting for the other side to make a move.
Yeah, we'll just never know when it's over.
Based on that, I'm gonna say the Jaguars because the people eaters are gonna get hungry sooner.
That's true.
They'll
And there's
make
no people there.
That's right. They're gonna eat each other.
Ooh.
All right,
like
that's it. Jacksonville Jaguars win the mascot Super Bowl. That bit took a really long time.
It really did.
Real quick, I believe that the mascot of the entire NFL that would win would be the Titans because they are Titans.
They're Titans.
Titans,
They're
duh.
Titans.
Titans, yeah.
And the weakest mascot, I think, in all of sports is probably the New Jersey Nets because they're an animate object of just a net.
Yeah.
A little basketball net, too.
All
All
right,
right,
the Commanders,
so-
man, they're a pig.
That's what I was gonna add. Okay, I'm glad you brought
Pigs?
that up, Ted.
Yeah, they have a pig for a mascot now.
The
I have
Commanders.
no idea.
Oh,
So the Commanders are the most made fun of mascot because their own fan base can't decide what they are. They still
man,
show up
they-
with the horn, the nose,
they pay good
Oh.
money, like millions of dollars to be the pigs.
and
They
Cowboys
should
fans
have
call them communists. I mean, it's bad.
they should have just stuck with the football team if they were going to do this. Just being the football team. That's way better.
Go ahead.
His name is Major Tuddy. Tuddy, Major Tuddy.
That's fantastic.
He's a big mascot for Washington Redskins. I'm sorry, Washington Generals. What are they?
The Commanders.
Commanders.
This is the problem.
I know.
So if they've been the
Yeah.
Washington Redbirds, hey,
I like calling them the Manders and the Commandos.
I keep hearing commies, and it sticks harder than the Commanders.
Yeah, I've heard that one too. Yeah, I
Well,
like Manders because it's not
done
anything.
by them. They're not the ones making. They're not the ones.
Yeah.
Commander seems like salamander to me.
Salamander, yeah.
Ooh,
See, that's
that
fun
would be
too.
cool.
That would be a excellent mascot. You know?
As a
It would
lizard
be.
lover, there
Just
you should
slither
be
around
like
the field.
all about the salamanders. You should be salivating for the salamanders.
If they had been the Washington Watermelons, I could get behind that.
That'd be, you know,
That'd be so much
It'd make
more
as
fun.
much sense as the Commanders.
you just spit seeds on the field.
All right, team. We taste better than all the other mascots. Let's go get them.
Yeah.
So on the previous football episode, the three of us made Tom Brady predictions. Somehow throughout the episode, we each made a different prediction, and they weren't necessarily askew with each other. I predicted that Tom Brady was on The Masked Singer. Wrong. Jason predicted Tom Brady wasn't going to be good anymore. Right. John predicted Tom Brady was going to win the Super Bowl and go home and fuck his supermodel wife. Wrong and wrong.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna get the wife part right.
Like a
though.
supermodel.
Yeah, but yep. No. Okay, fine. You get
No.
like a little bit of credit. All of our my guys sucked. Allen Robinson, Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady, all awful.
I'd like to root for Jalen Hurts now, since all of our picks were terrible.
No, you can't. You can't go into it now.
Man, I mean, I wanted to be. I just can't cheer for the Eagles. I don't know why. I can cheer for Jalen Hurt, but man, it gets down to the playoffs. It doesn't matter anymore. I just can't cheer for him. I was not happy today when he won. Not at all. And it was a terrible game. You know, I don't know what happened with the other team, but
It was a fun game for me. I hate the 49ers.
Why
Like
do you
they
hate-
looked just as good as I thought they were. What, John?
Why do you hate the 49er?
Too long of a conversation. Just Google
I
Cowboys
was
49ers.
rooting for the 49ers.
He doesn't like prospectors.
It's the prospect.
I was rooting for the 49ers.
2 words.
They beat
The
the Cowboys.
catch.
And it was like, well, if y'all, you know,
The catch. You got to Google it.
Be careful though. You search the catch, you're gonna get 8 different options now.
The catch. NFL history.
yeah, I assume they caught the damn thing all the time. I didn't know that football was so wily.
You could Google the immaculate reception, but again, too many things are going to pop up.
Yeah,
it's
no
not gonna-
doubt.
Yeah, that's not gonna work very well. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys over my power rankings for you guys
Okay.
to decide what you think and like if something should be moved up or down or how you like it. I don't know if it's gonna work.
It says request access.
What's your email address?
It's got to be a Gmail.
Yeah.
Jason full of himself at Gibson.com.
And we're tied at 20 again.
And we is what now?
Man,
Who's tied at-
I'm just saying the Chiefs have got to win, or I'm gonna have to sleep somewhere else tonight.
I'm going to be frustrated.
We're gonna have to-
All right. I've sent it to all of you.
So is this before the games today? I guess.
Yes. Yes. So I took the power rankings from the podcast that I listened to. I took all of the teams that did not make the playoffs, like what he originally have, and then I fudged where I wanted to, and then all of the other playoff teams I fudged where they are as well. So this is my opinion based on before the game started. And we don't necessarily have to read through all of them because that's just going to be a long list and kind of boring. But if there are ones that you want to discuss or highlight or not, then we can dive into
I'm
that.
surprised the Broncos are so far up the list, but I guess that's just defense. Is the reason why, because they kept teams at low scores.
So if you look at the number next to it, that's what he originally had them as. So I guess I moved them up 1. Oh, that's because I put the Saints lower. So the Broncos, they got better once the coach left, which means there was just a disconnect between the coach and the rest of the team, specifically Russell Wilson. So like the team's good, and then in a while we can see whether Russell Wilson is still good, or if it really was just all freaking the coach of the Seahawks.
And congratulations,
Carroll.
man! Your team hired him to be the offensive coordinator.
I saw that. So yeah, and I'm gonna hope that his body of work, everything before he became a head coach, is more indicative of him than that 1 year, 10 year.
Okay.
Obviously, today the 49ers weren't the best team for some reason other than their ability.
I
They played.
guess yeah, I should list off at least those top ones. So I have the 49ers being first, Bengals second, then Eagles and Chiefs. So yeah, that is not quite looking how it is ending up necessarily.
So
Yeah,
But when you get down to the top four, though, they're so close that they might as well be all in the number one position because how do you really define? They're just so close together.
I was basing it on honestly, because since Jalen Hurts was still possibly a little questionable because of his injury, and then also Mahomes, we didn't really know what his thing was either.
Okay.
And then overall, I just think the 49ers are just such a complete team. John, what did you say?
Was Hurts hurt?
Hurts was hurt. Hurts was hurt today. For the podcast listening to for Hurts, they play a little snippet of Love Hurts for whatever it is. Yeah. Oh, we have 10 more minutes left. I'm going to set an alarm for 5 minutes this time, so we don't have the abruptness of last time.
It scared me. I got very scared.
Yeah, me too. It scared me too.
And I was like, "Oh no!" I screamed out.
Man, these Bengals and Chiefs, man, like they're just on each other. They know each other's moves so well. There's no separation. This far into a game, it's incredible.
What's the score?
20-20 right now.
So
that's not.
So the reason for the markdowns for the Eagles and the Chiefs was because they're quarterbacks?
That was part of it. And also, I mean, I thought the other teams overall were a little bit better.
I'm like a middle-aged mom. I just hope they all have fun out there.
Yeah, but clearly, like last week, you would have thought that Mahomes may not even have played today. There was just
he was quite up in the air about it.
No, yeah, absolutely, for sure. And Hurts has been kind of on the outs for 2-3 weeks now. It wasn't like a sudden thing. Thank goodness today, he looked like his old Alabama self. But.
Now, are there two brothers that are playing that are like the footballer guys?
What's up?
Just four teams today, 2 games.
But like, are there two brothers that are both quarterbacks right now?
Not quarterbacks. There are the Kelseys. Ted
Yeah, there's 2. Yeah.
Mahomes and somebody else, I think. Does Mahomes have a brother?
Now Mahomes has a brother who's just like a social media.
He sucks. He's annoying. But why were you asking about brothers, John?
I saw a thing that said like if these two teams play off,
okay, yeah,
brothers are
yeah, Eagles and Chiefs. There's a pair of boys that one plays offense, one plays defense on opposite teams.
Okay.
Sarah's all excited about that. She's hoping they're in the Super Bowl together.
Me too. I think it's fun. And what's up?
I just want them both to have fun.
You don't get paid, right?
Yeah, and they're playing a game.
Yeah.
So of the ones that lost last week, I have the Bills in 5th, then the Cowboys, the Jaguars, and the Chargers. Any thoughts on the rest of those?
I'm not going to lie.
Interesting that. So when was this done?
The list?
Yeah.
I did this before these games, either today or yesterday, the day before.
Yeah, so like yesterday.
Okay.
This is how well Ben thought they would play, sir.
I know. It just the Giants beat the Minnesota Vikings and they're behind them.
He didn't know that at the time.
They were the Giants.
I did actually. So that, yeah. Well, yeah.
And you had the Giants.
The 4 of us had. Well, let's have one argument at a time. So,
Okay.
I know that they won. I just think the Vikings are just better.
It just correct if you think Detroit is better than both of those teams.
Because they were playing way better at the end of the year.
Oh,
Okay.
for sure.
So I mean, it's not based on just record because that's over months and months. So
Sure.
like at this moment in time, I mean, even though the Giants are the ones who beat the Vikings, I think they would win more times out of not. And I think that the Lions would beat both teams.
Okay. Okay.
But you
I
can
would
have
go on
arguments.
record by saying that the San Francisco 49ers by far played the easiest schedule of anybody in the NFL, and they probably shouldn't have lost the game this year until the playoffs. If you go back and look at it, they played 4 teams with winning record to include the Cowboys. They should play really well. They didn't play anybody.
I don't know, man. 49ers have got, Greenlaw and Boza, whatever his name is, on the defense, man. Something just going wrong with their offense today, dude. There's some on the offensive line. They just weren't holding no pressure.
What happened was they played against a back-to-back really good defenses, and they got embarrassed both weeks.
I have never met a Lions fan or seen any Lions merchandise. I think my entire life, I've never heard anybody like.
It's probably because they have the worst merchandising ever in history. They really should rework their logo and colors.
They should. And they should.
Which is like really kind of annoying because lion. There's stuff you can do with a lion. Like, it's
but how many kids did you go to? How many kids you go to school with that wore Eagles gear? Not because they liked the Eagles, only because they had cool starter jackets.
Yeah, they were black and green. They were awesome looking. Yeah.
Yeah, the Detroit Lion logo, it hasn't changed, and the logo itself looks like the lion that you would see like on a crest.
Yeah.
But
the jersey, the colors are so bad.
Yeah, it's like sky blue and like not
Gray?
exciting silver and white. It's not a good color
I
scheme.
always assume they sucked because I've never met like.
Oh, they do. They also are not a good team usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've only recently started to become good.
Like, I love Carolina's colors. The Panthers,
Carolina's
amazing.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a whole nother show, though, just team colors.
And by the way, like the jersey you're wearing, Ted, the Broncos should only wear that jersey.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
Good looking jersey.
I'm colorblind. It's dark blue and orange.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I think it's funny that all 3 of us are wearing road jerseys.
Are
I don't
white
even know
ones
the
home?
difference.
The
This
home
is
jerseys
just
are always
a,
white.
plain Henley.
John's wearing a home Henley.
A what?
A home
Only Henley.
Henley. No, home. Like home versus away.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got you.
Nice. So who do you think was the worst team in the NFL? Forget your power rankings. Who's the team you want to play every week?
Oh, I think you should look at my power rankings fairly. The bottom teams I have is Colts last, and the Texans, Bears, Cardinals. I would like to play the Colts and the Texans every single week.
Yeah, the Bears have way too much fight.
I didn't realize you had the Cardinals so far down there, but I mean, obviously the Cardinals now are just trash now. But I was so wrong, man. What an awful heartbreak year for the Cardinals, man. Like, I didn't think they were going to the Super Bowl or anything, but I didn't think they were going to end.
Well, speaking of that, the team that I have just one spot above them, the LA Rams, that's who Jason and I and 90% of so many others had going to the Super Bowl.
For sure. I mean, at least you think they're playing today. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, what about the Titans? 7-1 and lose 9 straight games.
How did they lose so many games, man? Like that quarterback and that running back dude. How did they lose a game?
Because it ends there. That they don't have any receivers. They traded him away to the Eagles, who won today.
I don't think Marshawn Lynch is as good as that guy playing for the Titans now, whatever his name is.
Oh, Derrick Henry?
Yeah, but
Derrick Henry, yeah.
How many years he got drafted in the same draft as Zeke? Zeke is not the same running back.
Dude, he's 3 feet taller than Zeke, man.
Derrick Henry was a couple years before.
Was he?
Yeah, because he was he stayed back for a couple of years while the guy from Arkansas was playing.
Okay, maybe they started the majority of the games the same year.
That might be it.
But either way, you cannot take the punishment he has taken and stay legit.
He's definitely an outlier of that.
I mean, he is a monster. So he's 21.
He was drafted in 2016.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
the same age.
gosh.
Yep, both of them were drafted in 2016.
Yes, Ted.
Chiefs. I mean, he just dropped a pass, and
I didn't even see it. I'm staring at this
it was
stuff.
2nd and 9. Dropped a pass.
He should have caught that. I feel.
Should have.
Thankfully, it hit
That's
the
his
ground, and the
job.
guy didn't catch it. Just about took it away.
So
That'd be a great-
Zeke is drafted
like,
4.
coaches work on receiving, and I'd be like a great coach for that. And I'm just like, catch it! Just screaming. I had my own little football, and as soon as they walked off the
Derrick
play,
Henry was drafted in the 2nd round.
Who's that? Derrick Henry?
Yep, pick number 45.
Wow. He should have been number 1, dude.
Zeke went number 4. Several running backs went in between. But they're built for Derrick Henry. They're not built for a fast running back. They're built for some guy who looks like a sledgehammer and just beats on people.
Man, man. So, man, what about the Dallas kicker? You think he's going to make it to next year? Missed all those kicks in one game. Had a pretty good year, and then looked like me kicking a football out there.
He'll be fine.
Someone told me, and I haven't vetted this, that the kicker, Mark Maher. Oh, sorry, yes, the kicker. What's his first name? Bill? Mark?
Fired?
What are you talking about?
Fired.
talking
Yep, that's his name. The kicker for the Cowboys.
Money Maher.
Money is his first name.
Well, as long as he's making 95% of his extra points, it is. Field goals, it is.
What's his name?
I have no idea what his first name is.
Oh, well, Maher. So
Right now.
I was told.
Maher.
Nailed it. So I heard that he would bring some. This doesn't make any sense. That he would bring some AstroTurf that was white and then drop it where he wanted them to put the ball. That way he knew, and then it got in his head because kickers are the easiest person to get in their head, and so the whole time he was worried that the ball wasn't where it was supposed to be.
So
I believe it, man, because kickers, they've got like their thing. If they don't get to do their thing, it
Absolutely. Yeah. They
messes them
told
up.
him that you can't bring a foreign substance onto it, but that doesn't make any sense to me because it was white grass from the
Nope.
field that he's on. He didn't bring it from
No.
home.
they were playing on regular grass. So they wouldn't let him bring AstroTurf with him and put it on the grass,
Oh.
which is dirty freaking pool, man. Let that man do whatever he wants to do.
I
Did
mean,
you
It
guys
also
see
sounds like, and now
Cowboys
in their defense, he should just stop being a little bitch and kick the ball.
Man, kickers, dude, they got their thing, man. They always kick in the same socks. Maybe they don't even wear underwear. You just don't know.
The man has one
Barefoot.
job. Is my point.
I mean, I agree with John, but this is also the equivalent of telling basketball players they can't twirl the ball before they do a free throw.
Absolutely.
Like once you
I
have
wish that
this,
they would just remove the extra point or the punt from the game. I think it's ridiculous.
I was on that side until they started missing so many extra points. Now it's
yeah.
not a guarantee. Now it's
Yeah.
like
Did you guys see in warm-ups for the Cowboys and 49ers, 49er players were walking on the wrong side of the field, standing in front of the kicker. And DeMarcus Ware walked over and grabbed one dude and tossed him, and referees had to split them up. And they were trying to say, like, oh, the Cowboys are being dirty. And it was like, no, tell that kicker to kick anyways. You break some ribs because he's standing there, hey, maybe you shouldn't have been standing in front of you when you're kicking the ball. Because I promise you, them kickers, they kick hard.
Yeah.
Like, bust them up.
So I know what's hilarious about the kicker is that during the 49ers Cowboys game, so they blocked his kick, which I thought was very funny and also perfect because now it doesn't matter what happened. Like he got
That's
the
right.
first one out of the way without missing it.
Hey,
So
somebody walked over that kid and said, you made that one. If he hadn't blocked it, you're good.
Exactly.
miss it
Exactly. This isn't on you now. That's maybe the best thing that could have happened to him at that moment.
What I thought was crazy, we got to halftime and not a single extra point had been made because the Buccaneers went for 2 and they didn't get it.
Yeah.
And it was like, what a crazy game. Not Buccaneers, the 49ers.
Mm-hmm. So on the other football episode, which we have now done over 20% football episodes for our podcast, which this is the end of the football season. We won't have another one until September or some shit.
That's because John's such a big football fan.
John is such a big football fan. He doesn't like to talk about it. He just wants to listen to us talk about it.
Pick. Woo! Sorry,
You're still ahead of us, but
my bad.
So yep.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's crazy.
You think that's funny? My wife apparently has DVR time. She's just now yelling.
Paige just yelled at me for making noise, so Edward's getting yelled at right now.
I'm gonna go yell at these people back here. Anyways, so on the other episode we did over-unders where I set the prompt, then John picked the number, and Jason and I picked whether over or under of that number. So I think it'd be fun if after the season has happened, if Ted says which one he think it turned out to be.
That'd be great.
And then also Jason as well. So the original one, the first one was, how many games did the Buccaneers win? John said they were going to win 14.
What do you think,
Jason and
Ted?
I both picked under.
I think under.
It was under. They won 8 games. Jason predicted they would win 13.
That was before we told John there were 17 games in the season.
I know. There were several things that John was on, just had to answer without knowing anything at all.
I would have known how many games there were in the season without looking it up, but I assume there was more because you said 13. So
yeah. The next prompt was, how many rushing yards would Najee Harris have? John said he would have 250.
You might have won that one.
I think it was over that. Surely to God, it was over that.
Jason and I both picked over, and then we started guessing how many we would have. Jason and I guessed far more than what he actually had. He ended up having 1,034. Jason and I said 12 and 1,400.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get 1,200.
Well, he got pulled, and then he got good again, and then back and forth and everything.
That was close.
You were.
This one, John surprised us. Wait, actually, hold on. I don't think that's right. Fuck. How many fumbles would Antonio Gibson have? John said he would have 12, which the previous year he had 7. He had
that's a
fuck ton. Jason predicted he would have 2. I predicted he would have 5. Ted, how many fumbles do you think Antonio Gibson had?
Keep in mind, he's a Gibson. He can't.
We don't claim that branch of the family. That's a different line.
That's because he played for the Commanders.
No, I claim the football players. I absolutely.
I mean, 17 games. You got to think he has a good chance to fumble a lot. So I'm gonna say probably 14 times.
He had 1 fumble this season.
Come on,
he didn't play
Get
that
out
much.
of town.
He did not play as much, but he still played quite a bit. He had 1. Like that's
freaking
good
Patrick
fucking
Mahomes had
season.
one today.
Maybe he heard the podcast and he got.
Maybe he did.
Like Nick Miller says from New Girl, I wear the same underwear because I just hope that they hear about it and they'll play better. I'm not superstitious. I just trying to be an influence. How many touchdowns would Cooper Kupp have? John's over under was 25.
Good number.
Under.
I picked under as well. So that Jason predicted he would have 7. I predicted he would have 12. Jason got it right based on a technicality. Because I just said touchdowns. I didn't specify. He had 6 receiving and 1 passing.
Hey, I just know he watched your podcast. That's all I know.
That's right. He knew he had to get one another way in some capacity.
Golly, man. That Pacheco knocked himself out running into some dude.
Did he really?
Oh man.
They had to pick him up, man. Yeah, he was out, dude. They had to pick him up off the field. He was already on the sideline.
I don't know how to say his name. Well played.
You know what's going to happen. He's the size of me, only like 100 pounds lighter, and runs like the wind.
So they said after the Cowboys game, the NFL is going to change the rule on how to tackle people after the running back got his legs broken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently you shouldn't grab someone by the waist and then drop your body weight on their legs. Dirty freaking player.
Yeah.
And
I'm
he's a
sorry.
49er.
We're over and under.
That's
At
okay.
least-
Yeah, we got 2 more over-unders left. How many interceptions would Jameis Winston throw? John said 2.
It's good.
Over.
Jason and I both picked over with 14 and 12, respectively. Doesn't matter who said which one. He had 5. He had over what John said and only played 4 games.
I think I was closer than you guys. So
Hey,
You
John?
were.
I don't even know who it is. I don't even know the guy.
Jameis Winston?
He's the quarterback for the Saints. He was the one that was the quarterback for the Buccaneers that threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions
the year before Tom Brady got there.
in 1 year.
But he threw 30 touchdowns, sir.
He did. For fantasy football, he was amazing. It was fantastic.
Oh.
Last one. How many games does Baker Mayfield start?
Oh, wow.
John
what'd you think?
said 17. He said all of them.
I don't even know.
It was under because he was
Yeah.
benched and then traded. So he started 12.
Did he
Okay.
really?
He did,
yeah,
which
Carolina.
is more than I thought he was going to. Yeah, he ended up going to the Rams, the not Super Bowl team.
Right.
He was my guy. I mean, Baker was Jason's my guy. Mine was Allen Robinson. Both Rams. They got on the same team and still couldn't do what we were hoping or thinking they were going to do. One more prediction. John predicted that Bill Belichick was going to write a one-man show about taxes.
Did he?
Well, yes, John predicted that, but no, Bill Belichick did not. Did not
Bill-
predict-
Can Bill
he
write?
has yet to publish his one-man show.
You're right. He has 2 more weeks. He has 2 more weeks
Well played.
to get it done.
I just said he'd write it. It's on his hard drive somewhere.
I know. No, you said write and perform. So
He didn't
Yeah.
say where he'd perform it.
That's a good point.
I made a mention here, a note that I needed to mention scurvy because we've mentioned scurvy, I think, in 50% of the episodes so far for one reason or another. Also, the best moment in the other podcast was John saying that it would take 40 seconds for someone to run a 40-yard dash. That whole 2 minutes is some of the best podcast recording that's ever happened in the history of anything.
Speaking of scurvies,
No, scurvy, not scurvies.
yeah,
So whatever you're thinking of, I don't know what you're talking about.
I
So-
want to hear what he's talking about.
Paige went to the doctor and they prescribed the wrong medicine. They prescribed her medicine to kill scabies, not an itch cream.
Do you mean
Scurvy?
scabies?
Scabies, yeah, same.
Scabies. Yeah,
I've heard it both ways.
Yep. Yeah. Same.
I was about to say, he just gave her vitamin C. Like,
Yeah, just gave her some oranges.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never had scurvy. Just want to put that out there.
I
Never
never
had.
had scurvy. Guys,
Me either.
Ever scurvy.
I learned today what the I stands for in iPhone.
What?
interactive?
Intelligent. Eyeball.
I stands for internet. It stands for internet phone.
That's so lame.
It is so lame, especially because people have been saying like I car, I house, I, you know what I'm saying, for like years and years. People have been putting an I in front of everything, thinking it meant, it means internet.
Yeah.
Me. Internet Ben.
Internet
Wow.
being.
Internet bin. Wow. Wow.
I'd like to show you guys the can that I'm drinking.
Been curious what you were drinking on there, sir.
Free bird.
Free bird.
This brand, Beguile, that is, I mean, it's not walking distance, but it's not too far away.
Yeah.
All of their stuff has like amazing art on the outside of their cans. It's great.
I wrapped up my Shiner Brock tour this week. It's like a 6-pack of cans I bought in Branson a month ago. I thought it was
Nice.
gonna be a good deal. Don't do
Cans?
it. Don't buy the Shiner tour. It's stupid.
Now the sponsor. So cans? I don't think I've ever had Shiner in a can.
Yeah. So because beer's so expensive now, because everything's expensive. When I go to Branson, I have to buy cans now. Blue Moon, like there's not the blue one, but there's like a light colored blue Not the normal Blue Moon, but they sell like a light Blue Moon can. On what's it supposed to be called? That one's fantastic in a can. But I went to the liquor store last month that didn't have that, so I thought, oh, like Shiner Brock, and all they had was, like the small, like a 6-pack can was this Tour, and it had all these different brews that they make, except that like most of them are like WKRP, like B-side or die. There was one can of Shiner in it, and then today I drank the last one, which was like sea salt and lime. It wasn't too bad. It was drinkable. The other 4, I think I poured half of them out. They were just.
That sounds wretched.
It was wretched.
Did you say that you were going to be drinking some margaritas on the can?
I haven't walked out to the garage and got them. I can make a trip and get one.
Sure, if you want to. Where you want?
Well, I mean,
I've got all my prompts out of the way. We can just keep.
Oh, and I've got a few
recording,
more.
talking and everything. Oh, great.
Yeah, I'll go get a can. It might go better with the can.
That's fine. I think I need
I'm
to
gonna
pee.
get a can too.
Drinking the can.
I'm gonna pee.
Okay.
Now everyone's gone. John, you want to see him with it?
Yeah, let's see it.
You're gonna be disappointed. And that's how we end the podcast.
Oh man, that soccer thing, that messed me up.
What soccer thing?
I was really trying to follow soccer because I watched Ted Lasso and that kind of got me interested because there is
I
there
love
is
Ted
some
Lasso.
real interesting things about soccer,
Yeah.
But I've thought for years that the World Cup was something important because they only hold it every few years. I really did think it was the best team from each country.
Oh right, yeah.
And then when I found out it was just a freaking dream team from each country. Well, that's stupid. Why have it every 3 years? Just don't even have it. Or
I figure I don't like soccer, but I figure like 6 billion people can't be wrong.
You're right. And I give you that, except for this one thing. It's exactly like the Olympics all over again. All the athletes that played for all those countries that look phenomenal, they don't even play in those countries they represented. They live and play in the United States where they get paid. And then for the World Cup, they all get farmed out to these dream teams all across the country. So it's just like watching the United States play in every one. No, the United States lost. No, they didn't. The fucking players are still in all the other teams. They're not even. It's stupid. So I was very devastated. I'll continue to watch Ted Lasso until it runs out of seasons, but I'm not going to watch soccer.
They're taking their time on season 3. I can tell you that.
But if I
this
did watch
spring.
soccer, I'm going to watch Real Madrid because they're the beast, man. I'm telling you what, dude. Those guys. they're some beasts.
I got a cousin that married a girl from Brazil, and they were doing that, I guess, the World Cup or whatever, and Brazil was playing in that, and she was about 9 months pregnant, and there was a big family gathering, and you could hear they were watching the soccer in the other room, and you could
Sure.
hear
Oh, yeah.
occasionally just her losing her mind in the other room, screaming at the, like,
And
it was kind
the
Sure.
best part of the game finished at zeros.
Oh, it's so much better if you know somebody that's into it. I mean, I work with some multi-country people firsthand and also online, and man, and they live that stuff, and I just feed off of their enjoyment of it, because it's fanatical and it's fun because of that.
I went to go see it wasn't the World Cup, it was like one of the final games before it, like right before it. I went with my best friend, Hannah. This is a test to see if you listen or not. And I told her to explain soccer to me as if she was mansplaining. And I said, be as ruthless as possible. Be that meme where the guy's like holding the chick by the neck, like telling her shit. And unfortunately, she was way too kind about the entire thing. And it wasn't the exact same thing because I could tell her to stop anytime.
So
But I do now
I
understand.
think I know by now it does that.
I do now understand what offsides is in soccer.
So I watched way too many soccer matches, and
If possible.
it was fun to watch the entire office split because there's 2 different Portuguese teams.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
are they East and West or?
I don't know.
They're like, well, we got like 2 or 3 East teams, but then there's a South team over there that they just threw it in because it was made like.
Well, I'm asking somewhat of a legitimate question of like, because like as Ted was talking about, they have the impression as if like each country gets a team, So if
No.
a small country like Portugal has 2, what?
I got you. Yeah, I've just been trying to do a callback.
The World Cup is only
Wait,
like
hold on, wait. What was the callback?
Oh, saying like,
to the conferences and divisions and stuff. Nice, my bad.
like they play all the time.
Yeah.
So they occasionally played each other, and I like to root it on. I didn't care who won. I just like watched them all get mad at each other. So he had a chance.
Holy cow! Come on!
I know. I was trying to say anything.
Wow, man, he ran it. Is he to the
He
40?
hasn't even kicked the ball yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Nothing's
fine.
happened.
I don't know what's going on. No, it's fine. I mean, I don't care about either one of these teams. I just think that's funny.
soccer has the hooligans, and I think that's nice. Where you're just like, yeah, let's just go like beat people.
I guess he didn't go as far as I thought he did, man. It really looked like a long way on that first shot.
It's kind of like Philadelphia Eagles fans
Yeah,
for every team.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this game's winding down. Like the game is definitely pressing right now. But what about John's boy Tom? Man, where's he going to go? Is he pretty much resigned in that last press conference, saying
Yeah.
like,
I heard
"See
Sonic
you,
was
see you,
hiring.
bye, I love you."
I heard Sonic was hiring.
Oh no!
Holy cow!
I didn't say it.
Staying Buccaneers, sir.
He is not going to stay a Buccaneer. He
No, he's out.
No, his contract is done, and he definitely kind of said goodbye.
All right. So, do you think another team will pick him up, or do you think what team do you think will pick him up?
Another team.
I think another team will pick him up. And right now, of course, the front runner is the Raiders. I mean, they got rid of Derek Carr,
Yeah.
possibly for him to come in, just like they kind of wanted him to go there 3 years ago. The other front runner is the Miami Dolphins because of a similar thing, but they have Tua, so that makes it kind of weird. I think the Jets are also kind of a contender. And
Yeah.
I don't like that the Jets are a contender for Brady and Rodgers. I don't like that.
Hey, but
I don't want either one.
I was kind of alluding to that, hoping he'd bring that up. But yeah, I mean, don't you kind of think that maybe Rodgers is going to the Jets because Nathaniel Hackett was hired? I mean, that's definitely what the Broncos thought until the whatever happened. It doesn't even matter anymore. But
Right. I don't know.
So many pieces.
What's up?
So many pieces.
Oh yeah. The Jets are ready made as the Buccaneers were, if not more so. I mean, they don't have as many like defined wide receivers as the Buccaneers did when Brady went there, but the rest of the team.
Sounds like the Detroit Lions could use him, but he's not going to Detroit.
It's the Lions are weird because part of the thing that's making them good is the quarterback that nobody wanted, and he's not doing excellent, but he's getting it done.
Okay. What's his name?
Jonathan, nope. Yeah. Goff.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. I almost said Jonathan Groff, but no, he's a Broadway actor. He was the one that played the king in Hamilton. That's not right.
The only one.
What?
The only one. Never played the king.
oh my gosh!
Hey,
Oh my gosh! 8 seconds.
There it is.
Patrick ran for a first down. 8 seconds to go. Ran it out of bounds. Clock stopped.
Where'd my beer go? Oh, I just didn't open the second one. It's okay, guys. Don't worry. I got 5 more.
Oh,
and 58 is hurt.
We got Ted over there drinking his canned Marg and Jason drinking his Dr. Pepper.
So what happened?
By the way,
here?
this is a local beer.
Oh,
As I
yeah.
mentioned, I can't quite walk to it, but I wanted
Oh
to say
man,
that.
and we got unnecessary roughness.
Oh
And
my
we got
goodness.
unnecessary roughness. Push Patrick out of bounds.
Yeah, brutal.
Holy cow!
Oh, I think.
Let's
58
all
broke
say
his leg.
stop.
Yeah.
I think 58 broke his leg.
Podcast listeners love that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's broken.
What is happening?
Oh, the football player that actually hit the quarterback broke his leg.
Oh man! Oh, we can stop doing that. Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness, that's disgusting.
I can't look at my phone. Okay.
Oh,
His leg?
fuck. Yeah, it
The
definitely
guy
broke.
that like put all the weight on the leg?
Yeah, he broke it. It's gone.
Cool. I've closed that screen now. Now you guys just tell me what happens. I don't
Oh,
want to log back in.
I don't want to see it.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. The result of the play was half the distance to the goal because of unnecessary roughness. Put the kicker out there. It's all on the kicker, man. Or we're going to
Wait.
overtime.
The guy who committed unnecessary roughness is the one that broke his leg?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Won't that be a lesson to you? I'm just kidding. No, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's awful. That's awful. That's awful.
I kind of want to see it, but I'm too lazy.
I don't know. Hey, I think he was just standing up. Maybe it wasn't broke. I think he's standing up.
I don't know.
I'm sure it will be on YouTube in about
You'll know
5 minutes,
tomorrow.
John.
Well,
Come on, kick. Come on,
Okay,
kick.
maybe one of these guys will send it to you.
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah. I can sleep in my own house tonight.
The Chiefs got it.
Chiefs won, baby. 3 seconds left on the clock.
Woohoo!
We got the kick. 2023 Chiefs.
Now,
It's
why
already
does she
gone. I
like
can't even go back if I wanted to. What's
Ted,
up?
why does she like the Chiefs?
I don't know. She's in love with Patrick Mahomes.
We have 10 minutes.
I'm just curious if she had an origin story for why, you know?
I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see if I'm going to check my
Coming
list. Now, I had a few things here.
Yeah.
I've gone through some of them. Some of these are pretty good, though.
Why she likes the Chiefs?
What about DeMar
maybe,
Hamlin? You know, it's kind of made more sense. DeMar Hamlin.
What about him?
You think he's alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Who?
His mama's
We've
doing
seen
the
him.
NFL.
Huh?
We've seen him.
We have?
Yeah, his mama claims it's not him.
I don't know.
You got to
Now,
Google
what-
the story, bro.
John, it's the Buffalo Bill that had the cardiac arrest on the field.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
You
one that
gotta
was
Google
like
the story.
real scared that like he got touched and like fell down and
I mean, he did post a
What,
thing to
you
Instagram
went to the
yesterday.
hospital
So
and like, thank y'all. I appreciate all the good
So-
wishes.
I
that's
just
a
want you to
spot on impression.
Google the story because it gets weirder and weirder.
I figured it's real close to what he sounded like in real life, you know?
So y'all are saying
Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all all the support. By the way, we even in our little chat together, we never mentioned Jeremy Renner almost dying.
he was like overshadowed because of this. But you're right. Like,
I know,
Ah,
just real quick, yeah. That like we didn't talk about it at all.
I know. Yeah. I feel awful.
Who?
The guy that plays Hawkeye.
Yeah, I know who Jeremy Renner. Oh,
I was
yeah.
telling Jason.
Yeah, but he doesn't play football, so I can see where it wouldn't come up organically.
I mean, I've talked about it at work. I think I just got it all out there. You know,
It's
but
true. John occasionally tries to bring up comic books, and we humor him. And
I think for me because he was alive, and you know, I guess is he losing a leg? I think, or maybe.
They think so.
I don't think so. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't see that.
I
He's,
I think
they
it's just-
he's pretty messed up.
just really didn't want to talk about it. I mean, I've been really
So what
feeling bad for the guy.
A
He
family
got
member
ran over
was.
by a snowplow, right?
Yeah.
He was trying to save a family member from like being hit, and then like it ran over him instead.
Is that the one where his friend, the doctor, was on the scene, like just hanging out and saved his life?
I don't know.
Not that I know of.
Oh, how about Peyton Hillis, former Razorback, dove into a river to save his family.
The ocean.
ICU saved his 2 kids, but he may die over it.
He's fine now. He's okay.
Family was drowning in the ocean. That seems.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he like had to like swim out quite a ways, save his kids, and then get them back. And then I guess he'd swallow a bunch of water, and he was in an ICU for like 2 weeks. But he's fine now. He's okay.
Okay, good.
Did you hear the Queen died?
I'm still trying to.
The Queen died.
I'm trying to imagine the scenario though. Like, wait, one of your children's off in the like the thing. Oh, and the other one is too. Like, you got to. Oh, your wife's there too. Like, he's got. You know. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand like, how that happens.
I'm gonna cut this.
Well, I mean, but okay, but I'm gonna say that your reaction though is exactly how these things happen. And if you don't experience the ocean or extreme things very often, you just don't realize. But man, things go from having a lot of fun to being really bad just in an instant.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah.
Ask the Dolphins.
Ask the
Right.
Dolphins.
Hey, so Chris Baker, defensive lineman for the Washington Commanders, he had a heart attack this week and died.
No.
35 years old. And
See, it wasn't on the field though, so it's just normal.
No. Right.
Yeah, and
no one else
35 is like almost our age. So like,
Right. Yeah. Norm.
What about the revelation on Monday Night Football? I mean, almost nobody's talking about this. 2 weeks ago, Monday Night Football, Peyton and Eli are talking, and somebody says something about one of their guests. I don't remember who it was. They say something about the adjustments at halftime, and Peyton laughs and says,
Yeah.
"That's bullshit." He says, halftime, you go to the back, you go to the bathroom, you change your underwear, drink some orange juice,
Yeah.
call mom, and then you're back out on the field. There's no adjustments at halftime. You just play ball.
That scans to me. That makes sense. I think.
I just wondered, is this just something that John Madden lied to us about for years, and it just became part of our? I like to wonder
like
if the
how many
halftime
football
adjustments
movies
come
do you
from.
see where they get the dog shit kicked out of them in the first half? They go in the back and during the halftime, the coach does like the fiery speech, and then like or one of the players, like the top player, the coach is like off doing something, and then like somebody makes a fiery speech, and they're all like, "Yeah, let's all believe in ourselves." And then they go out there, and then
Maybe only Peyton Manning doesn't get halftime speeches. Because I've heard
that's
several
another
people
thing
that
I thought about.
But
There might be a speech, but he says there's no adjustments. Like
No,
you go to
that's what I
halftime,
meant.
you got the game plan, you just play the game.
I mean, really, what is the speech going to do? And
no, I mean, so many coaches I've heard say like, "We don't have time to wait till halftime. We got to make changes right now." Like something's happening. Maybe the players don't know, but the coaches are making the adjustments.
that's what I was going to say. Is it's very possible the coaches are talking amongst themselves and like, let's change this, because like the linemen and like the backups and shit, they don't need to know what change is being made.
No,
Because like the guy's calling the play, he's just going to call a play, and then maybe eventually the players are like, seems like we're running the ball more.
like I would like for the Cowboys to change out Kellen Moore for an offensive coach at the halftime, like
Watch your
an
mouth.
actual play caller.
Watch your mouth.
So
Like,
have you heard Avatar: Way of Water has made like a Google or something? I don't know. I only know like 3 people going to see it, so I guess the money's coming from other countries. Jason, have you seen Shazam?
yes,
Okay, all right. So Shazam 2 is coming out, and also like the Super Mario movie's coming out this year.
that looks hilarious.
I'm telling you, man, Shazam is a hero we needed, and
The preview for Super Mario Brothers when old boy launched himself at the monkey, and he grabs him by the face and he bang 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 bang. It's so funny. And the next guy lands and he pulls out his claws and he just starts laughing at him. No, what? It's a costume. So funny. Cannot wait to watch
I have thouts on Super Mario.
it. Okay.
It's less than a
They're all-
minute. How about
I
we
know,
log
I'm
off,
watching
come
it.
back in, and then we hear the thoughts on Super
Okay.
Mario.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier for edits.
Yeah, no, you're right.
good. People break the law. Apparently, we have lots of jails and everything, and
No.
I've really been spending a lot of time thinking about reasons why I don't steal, don't break the law. I think it really boils down to I don't want to be in an open room when somebody else is taking a crap.
We got a few other reasons behind
I
it.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's a good start.
I mean, being in there and whoever's like grunting and stuff or whatever, or look at me in the eyes while I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, I bet there's a real clear rule. You don't make eye contact. They probably established that like right away.
From something recently I was watching, they depicted it as you're just given like this many pieces of paper, like
Oh, horrifying.
this many squares, and you're just in a line. So yeah, having to poop incarcerated is a pretty good reason not to go.
I remember as a child, man, going to the Y for swimming lessons and had to like go to the bathroom to change them back into my dry clothes. And some guy in there, who's like 2010 years old with some old shriveled up, whatever you can imagine. But I just walked back out like, Mom, I'll just have to change at home.
There's a story I tell people all the time. Jason, I don't know if you remember this or not, but we went to a museum or something like that. And Jason and I were in line with a lot of other boys for the bathroom. All of them. Jason and I had to be 6 and 8 years old or something like that. No, younger than that. All the other boys dropped their pants to their ankles while we were in line. Jason and I like looked at each other and both like, no, we're not doing that. So we had boys in front of us with all their pants down, like at least 20 of them, boys behind us with their pants down. And we waited till we got to the fucking bathroom like we were supposed to. Still didn't drop, just let the little wiener out. And then we were done. And That's just crazy that was the norm, and they all just did it. It wasn't like two of them did it and the rest were like, oh, I guess we do it too. No, like all 50 of them all dropped their pants when they got into line.
That's strange.
That's weird,
yeah.
man.
What
I was
happened with that daycare? There's some articles written about that daycare after the fact.
For sure. And I was in like the first grade. We had these bathrooms that had like long troughs to pee in. They weren't urinals, it was just troughs. And when I was in first grade, they seemed like they must have been like 5 or 6 feet long. And there was like 2 or 3 along the wall. And it was a thing for the boys to like stand on the end and try to pee all the way into the furthest one,
Oh yeah.
Bro, I couldn't make it out of the first one. There was no reason. I would just have to just go find a stall and just pee in the pot, because but there was always that one kid, man, he could just squirt the next wall, you know what I'm saying? Every time he could just put it on the wall. I can't pee 3 foot in front of my toes.
Are those called showers? Do showers just get like a better arc? I'm just gonna make a guess.
Well, I'm a shower. I'm a shower.
You are? You're a shower?
I'm a shower. I got the
I'm just
slip.
gonna make a guess that all 3 of us were growers because we're brothers. Because I'm a grower.
I'm a grower.
Grower for sure. I'm not a brother.
You want to see?
Look, we can all show right now. I'm gonna guarantee mine's not impressive.
The only time I see mine is if the freaking urinal's shiny.
I don't know if we'll include this or not. You guys can let me know. When I was in college, we had this little game about keeping a Joker card on us. It was a game that once you found out, you had to keep the Joker card on you at all times. And if someone showed you the Joker card and you didn't have yours on you, you had to flash them. And it depending on, if you're a boy, show your dick. If you're a girl, show your tits. Whatever. It's a fun college game. I kept that motherfucker on me at all times. I kept it on me in most of my costumes while I was on stage. I had it on me until finally, they caught me without it because I was in the costume where I was the sword fighter. So I like a huge cod piece and like leather pants. There's no pockets. I couldn't put it anywhere. And I walked off stage and like 3 girls were just holding the Joker card. I was like, not right now. And they said, cast party, you have to do it. And I don't know why, but that May or April or whatever, it was freezing. It was so freaking cold. I was wearing a leather jacket. I remember the pictures of it. Like I was wearing a coat while we were outside. And I spent most of it like very gently just touching myself a little bit every now and then. Like, please, like just a little bit. And like I knew it was coming soon. And I went into the bathroom and like, come on, buddy, help me out here. Help me out. And they demand, and there's a plethora of people, like other people who like were just at the party and they'd already graduated. They're just like, fucking let's do it, Ben. Yeah, because the rest of them happen like at school where it's like, okay, you get to see this and that's it. No, there's like 20 people. One of the most embarrassing moments of my life. It was so disappointing. It was all shriveled up and shit, and you could just see like certain faces going like, "All right, yeah." Oh, and like 20 minutes later, a buddy of mine, like we were just joking around, like drinking beers, and it got quiet for a second. He said, "It grows, right?" I said, "Yes, it grows. Yes, it grows." I have been secretly hoping that I would be cast to be nude in something. Just so I could send it to everyone, like, see, it does get bigger.
Yeah, Ted, as the only shower, you don't ever get the pleasure of occasionally going to the bathroom and be like, hey. Like he showed up. Like.
I remember some times I had to talk too, It quite looked like Russell Wilson talking to his football on the sideline a couple weeks ago.
Hey, did you guys?
Beer came to my nose.
Did you guys know the Cowboys fired Kellen Moore?
I don't know who that is.
You just fucking talked it into existence. You were talking about him like 30 minutes ago.
I didn't know, man.
Oh
the
my
Cowboys
god!
Fired Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Oh man.
Sounds like
Mike McCarthy
as well.
Mike McCarthy said he's not going to hire another offensive coordinator. He's going to do it.
Bad decision.
Bad call.
Bad decision.
Bad decision.
That's like me trying to show people my shriveled up dick.
Man,
I'm
some
gonna
of them
use
girls are
Stuntman.
fine.
I'm gonna use this thing. Bad call.
Mm.
Ted, what'd
Look
you say?
at John's face.
I just feel for you because some of them girls were so fine.
Honestly, the face I remember most is the face of a gay man I went to college with. I remember his disappointed face more than anybody else. Maybe because I didn't want to look any of the women in the eyes.
Oh my goodness. Was
Wow.
anyone in the room?
Sadness in his eyes.
Had you slept with anyone in the room when this happened?
Nope.
Oh, that's us.
Nope.
Man,
This
I
was
am.
the I had no one around to vouch of like it gets better. It gets better. Motion in the ocean.
Oh my goodness.
No, I didn't have any I didn't have anyone to speak up for me.
Straight George Costanza moment, huh?
Yeah.
Shrinkage! Shrinkage!
Yeah. And there was no pool around. I was just
Hey, so over the summer, I had a massive surgery in that area to eliminate my ability to have children.
oh,
And
And by
congratulations.
massive, he means outpatient procedure. Continue.
if a man puts his hands on your balls, it's a massive procedure.
The master for Ted. He's the shower.
I don't have any experience out of the area.
All right. Anyways, so I had to wear boxer briefs after the fact to hold everything up.
Oh, you didn't wear boxer briefs?
Paige calls them the shrinkers
Oh,
because my member stays in like his junior form in boxer briefs.
Ted can't relate to this at all.
Right. For Ted, he probably like grabs that monster and stuffs it down his boxer briefs.
Well, I mean,
Start poking out the other side or something.
maybe shower's being generous, but it's not a whole lot to show to start with. But I can't wear boxer briefs. They right at my leg.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that's a really good point, Ted. The first thing you said, not necessarily for you specifically, but being a shower doesn't mean that you have a big dick. It just means this is all you got. Like,
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you get, fella. It ain't growing at all.
Yeah, I mean, they're not calling me like the knee knocker or anything, nothing like that.
who do you call that?
The- There's reasons I don't go into the YMCA bathroom. Just,
Oh, right, the 2010-year-old man that was there. That
Yeah,
means
I
that
feel-
guy's older than Jesus.
Methuselah and stuff. Oh my goodness. Anyways,
Right,
Yeah.
you had major outpatient surgery.
I like to wear the boxer briefs now to tease Paige because
Here
she's
we go.
like, oh, you're wearing the shrinkers today, huh? I guess it's cold outside. Because I don't know how people wear them, and yeah, like
No, I wear boxer briefs exclusively.
do you
But also, I'm a grower, so like it doesn't matter.
I just can't wear them because they right at my leg. I just get all bunched up around my, stuff, and I just sweat.
yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like they're putting the member in the corner. He's in punishment. Like
It sounds like you're a shower.
no, I meant like they don't show anything when they're in there.
I'm a bikini brief guy, dude.
Huh?
Yeah. I like to
John's
keep
a
everything.
Washington commander.
Yeah, I like to keep everything right where it needs to be. Nothing's hanging out anywhere it doesn't need to.
I have to buy the extra long ones.
Maybe, yeah,
Maybe you are a shower.
maybe.
Oh no, there's nothing showing right now, dude. It's just
I'm gonna give a shout out. Tony the Botany's a shower.
Tony Novotny is a shower, and I am happy and jealous that I do not have firsthand knowledge.
Damn. Glad I don't know who that is.
The girth of that fire.
He weighs about as much as your left
What
arm.
do you got, sweetheart? You going to bed? Huh?
Oh,
Oh, the time of the show.
oh.
We're just gonna assume there's none of those words.
That's a,
You know?
and that's how you get to therapy.
Yeah. No, it's by watching The Great Mouse Detective when you're 4 years old.
I think it's great that you caught on to the adult jokes in that movie.
I don't know if it's catching on to adult jokes or just like at 3 years old, like knowing that like an erection is happening without actually happening.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, other child.
Right. Right.
You guys have too many kids.
My two
Anyway, hey, thoughts on Mario?
Mario.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on
excited.
Mario. Everybody's
Mario.
back. Chris
I'm
Pratt's
excited.
not doing the Mario voice, but like it's an entire hour-long movie where I assume he has like a lot of dialogue. And so like they're mad he's not doing like a hackneyed like Italian accent the whole like it's me, I'm a plumber, you know, like it's not.
I
I'm
do
glad
think
he's
it's a
not.
catch-22 there, yeah. Like I
Yeah,
don't want him to
they
do the
can't really
voice,
please everyone.
but at the
I'm
same time, what's his name? John Leguizamo made a point of like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe you know, maybe they could have not cast just a strictly white guy.
It'd be nice if they asked Seamus to do it.
Seamus.
An Irishman?
Yeah. You're all European.
Nope, that's not how it works. Is there a specific Seamus you're thinking of?
He's talking about Seamus. There's an Irish, very Irish professional wrestler.
Oh, they're Italian.
Gotcha.
That's right. The two plumbers are Italian. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no real pleasing them, but I think like they're probably erring on the side of like, let's make him intelligible for the most part, and like,
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't do the hack voice like you're saying, because that would just be silly. I think that would ruin it.
Yeah.
Not like they're not doing the goofy whatever.
mm-hmm.
And who's playing Luigi again?
I have no idea.
Feels like it's James Corden or something like that.
What?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
What?
They're talking about actors. Don't worry. I don't know any of them. It works out perfect.
James
Oh,
Corden.
hey.
Plus, no, it's Charlie Day playing Luigi. That's fucking great.
Yeah, man. Jack Black is Bowser. Seth
Seth
Rogen's
Rogen,
Donkey
really?
Kong.
Yeah.
That's
What the-
awesome. Jack
Keegan
Black.
Michael Key is Toad.
Awesome.
We got Fred Armisen playing Cranky Kong.
I don't know him.
He's pretty hard to explain.
Yeah, I can't think of any like Fred Armisen. He was on Saturday Night Live for a while, but like that doesn't narrow it down.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Portlandia maybe? But that's
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some movies he's been in, but he doesn't look familiar.
He's
all
very
small
niche.
yeah, it's all small stuff. There's no like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
So what's the theme of the movie? Just fight on the
Mario.
wall?
Wait, actually, Ted, you watched Parks and Rec, didn't you?
Yeah.
He was the king or representative of Peru.
Hmm.
Pawnee has a sister country,
Yeah,
and he
Oh,
just
yeah,
comes
yeah,
in and
yeah.
insults the town the entire time.
I remember. Yeah.
That guy.
I hope in the movie though, it's just all him doing like hands-on, like pretty intricate plumber work.
Totally. Yeah.
It's like the air conditioning guy who was on Community, but instead, plumbing.
I was trying to figure out why I knew Keegan and Michael Key, but he's the guy from Brain Games.
Key and Peele.
That's right, Key and Peele.
But yeah, man, Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Seth Rogen. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
good
pretty
cast.
freaking solid.
Yeah.
No.
And then the one playing Peach, Anna Taylor-Joy.
I don't know her.
Anna?
Oh, nice.
She's the Queen's Gambit woman.
She was the queen.
She's blown up in like the past 2 years.
Done a bunch of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, she went from being like not known to being almost A.
Yeah. So yeah, man, Shazam is the movie everybody's waiting on. I guess the Rock's not gonna get, Black Adam's not gonna get to fight him now.
No, I love that he made that whole thing happen, and then immediately James Gunn was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that." Which actually brings us around to Jason. Jason was talking about Henry Cavill and about The Witcher.
Yeah, he said something about that there.
Yeah, I have not watched that, and I'm surprised because I know he's the Witcher, and one of the Thor boys is in it too. I haven't watched it. I need to. I need to.
I watched an episode, and I thought it was fun. Like I like Skyrim and shit like that. So like I thought it'd be great. I just didn't watch more.
Yeah.
Jason, you were talking about Henry Cavill.
I couldn't quite get into it, but I know it's really popular. So
The Witcher?
yeah,
Love it.
Yeah, but you were going to say something about it.
Yeah, they did that boy dirty as can be.
I thought
They
he
made him
quit.
quit The Witcher, and then they fired him from doing Superman.
He quit Richard. He quit Witcher because they told him that he needed to be focusing on Superman. The studio did, and then they hired James Gunn, and James Gunn says, "Whatever."
Yeah,
They're not all the same.
I kind of feel like if Witcher met him out in the parking lot and ripped the doors off their cars and beat him with it, no one could really argue. Like he should get arrested for doing it,
but
I wouldn't be mad at it.
But those are all different studios. That's not all the same people saying do this and then do this and then do this.
No, the Superman people told him you need to quit being the Witcher, so he did, and then they didn't make him Superman.
Yeah,
I'd read that he didn't want to do The Witcher anymore because they weren't like focusing on like the storylines he wanted them to do.
Yeah, he's the nerdiest buff man there is on the planet, and he like actors on The Witcher said that he would quote pages to them.
Oh, I love the books.
Like he knew exact pages of like the source material of what they were talking about.
That's cool.
And so when they weren't doing, they weren't taking the direction that he wanted. He was like, I don't want to do this. Yeah, and also they had the show had not necessarily an exclusivity clause in it, but something adjacent to it or somewhat similar. And it's like there was things that he wasn't able to do because he was in the show, so he didn't want to do it. Like it eventually became too many like cons. And I don't want to do it anymore.
I will say that like the book series, the first 3 books, there's not a female character in it.
I don't like that.
You're just going from town to town, like killing things that are eating people. Like there's females in it, but there's not a female lead.
Yeah.
And like 0 romance. It's just him like, oh, you got a demon? I gotta fix.
I definitely need to watch someone fall in love with Henry Cavill every episode. That's what I need.
Yeah.
That way I can get into it since I am.
I was about to say, just watch the show.
He's the Witcher.
The Witcher. Okay, cool.
He just films good, man. Him and Tom Cruise, that fight scene in that movie. Whichever.
Man, I recently told people about like the arm cock that he does. It's just.
Yeah, I mean that's just one of the best fight scenes ever, and it's amazing because I used to think that Steven Seagal or the white kung fu dude, I used to think that they were some of the best on scene fights, but not even close. Like they didn't come close.
Oh,
yeah,
one thing I love about the arm cock thing is how much like I've seen so many articles trying to like analyze it. Like, why did he? It looks cool. Like that was it.
He did it. He did it for one take because he liked how it felt, and then he was like, "Oh, that felt stupid," and then he didn't do it. And the director said, "Hey, you didn't do that thing." He's like, "Oh, it felt dumb." He said, "Well, it looks cool. Come look at it."
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's kind of like putting his clothes where they need to be. He's getting his range.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and also in those 3 seconds or whatever of the arm cock, they did a weird edit, fade in, fade out, that he goes from wearing a shirt with a pocket to without a pocket.
Yeah.
Or opposite. I can't remember which way it goes, but like everyone's distracted by the arm cock that you don't see it.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm going to kind of miss Superman. I was really looking forward to that, but they're going a different way, and
I was too. Yeah.
And apparently, you can see Henry Cavill being another bad guy or being a bad guy. He's got some sort of casting ideas.
Oh, yeah. I would love if they did some type of a multiverse thing And Henry Cavill showed up as a bad Superman. You're right. That would be pretty cool. But it's also asking him to keep on all those muscles for another 10 years.
Right. And hopefully it doesn't take that long, but for sure, it really seems like that's the kind of shoot schedule they must be thinking. I mean, but man, I've said it, in our chat 2 months ago, but like James Gunn and that, what's his name? They better bring it, man. Their first movie, it better rock our socks, because if not, this is going to be all for nothing. Just destroy what we had going, and this repeatedly has been what's wrong with this franchise. They consistently restart. Get something going, they restart and restart. I mean, the whole world is tired of it. I guess they're going younger. I guess the Superman, we're going to have a Superman, but he's going to be a young Superman. So I can kind of see that, like Henry's, 40 or something, or 35. I don't know, but even more.
To give you just a concept of like time and everything, they announced Batman vs Superman like right before I moved.
Oh yeah, I know. It's forever.
A long time.
Yeah.
They
What do you think about Marvel's?
fucking time.
Think about Marvel's, man. Their announcement it's been months ago, not recently, but back in the summer, Marvel had a huge announcement, and they're showing like, we've got this plan for like 30 movies. We've got like these 6 and these 6, and then they're going to branch off and go this way. And like, holy crap! Like, you need a freaking scorecard just to remember what's supposed to be. Those guys,
they have it all planned out.
It's amazing to me that have that kind of imagination, that deep of imagination. I can just barely imagine planting flowers in the yard next summer, and man, they're way beyond that.
Aside from, I think that James Gunn just likes DC stuff a little bit more in general. I think that's probably why he went to DC, because like he doesn't get like a creative, outlasting voice at Marvel. They're like, yeah, you can do some fun stuff with Guardians because they're the outcast shit anyways. Yeah. But like you can't do any overarching things.
So the guy in charge of Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna do it?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, he's the guy.
Is he gonna bring the comedy and the fun and the enjoyment?
Probably. Yeah. Everything he's ever done is that the clip that I sent about Mr. Pibb, he did that. Like he's always been like this weird like comedy thing. And he's already said that he's pretty sure like the actors from Guardians are going to follow him, like Batista and Chris Pratt and like some other things. So
y'all are putting me in a weird position, because I'm like, what about the football? Like,
man, I have like, we're down to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on? What are they still tied to 20-20, and they're just making a gentleman's agreement not to score?
No, the game's over. You're right. We should definitely do that. So in the Super Bowl is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, the teams with the brothers. The brothers get to play against each other. So speaking of brothers facing off, who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl? Good work, John.
Yeah, well done, John.
I'm gonna say that like if it was based on today's performance, the Chiefs don't have a chance.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say Eagles because Mark Wahlberg would be happy.
That's a good enough reason. Sure.
He's a big Eagles fan.
He is a big Eagles fan. Isn't he from Doesn't matter. Wait, is he a big Eagles fan, or he was just in that movie?
Oh shit. Well, okay. Still.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from Boston.
Somebody likes the Eagles. I know more people like the Eagles than the Kansas City Chiefs.
That was John just stating I'm a fair weather fan. I'm going to go for the team that I think more people are fans of.
But I want people to, I like it when people are happy. And,
I just want both of those boys to have fun.
Yeah, I want them to both have fun.
I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
So I'm torn because the entire year, all I've heard is hate on the NFC East. And even when the overall number 1 seed in the NFL, the Eagles, they get marked down in power rankings. But I feel like they played the weakest team in the divisional round in the 49ers, and they showed that. I want Kansas City to win, but everybody said Kansas City is going to win since before the season started.
We got less than a minute for you to say who you want to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign off.
I guess Kansas City.
Kansas City. Here we go.
Yeah!
Now let's all just sing a different song until we are cut off.
It's a small world after
It's
all.
gotta be the
I
that line, hit that line, keep on
like a
going.
bunch
It's a
of
song that never ends.
ARK.
It goes on and
I
on, my
will
friend.
drink beers
The
forever.
longest minute ever. Is it ever going to end?
And I have to pee so badly because beers, and I feel the hangover coming
He's a
on.
goat. He eats the football. That's why they're deflated. He eats the football.